Total War franchise is in crisis, whether you like to believe it or not. The current crisis exists because of multiple reasons. Overpriced DLCs, like the Shadows of Change, is unfortunately only one of them. But we can't deny this DLC started this entire issue, which we got in the last couple of days. Mass negative ratings on Steam page of Warhammer 3 are a prime example on how people are fed up of this overpriced DLC policy, pushed not just by SEGA and their CA underdogs, but also by all major AAA companies. Now, I'm not saying Warhammer 3 is a bad game, it is actually a very good game, but there is too much of DLC to buy. You have to pay 260 euros to unlock all DLCs, plus 60 euros for the game, and it is too much for many people. Plus, if you want to have a full experience with Immortal Empires, you need to own also Warhammer 1 and 2, and there's a problem. Both games cost as much as Warhammer 3, 60 euros each, which means purchasing all of those DLCs plus the entire trilogy will cost you 440 euros. That's unacceptable, and those idiots at CA have an audacity to say we are sorry, but we need to increase our prices because costs are going up. Please don't tell me that a multi-million company needs more money, so they plan on ripping it out of fans' pockets by hacking the DLC prices up 150%, while at the same time giving us less content and patches for things that are still broken. This DLC costs as much as Chaos Dwarfs, but offers way less content than the Chaos Dwarfs. Tell me, it is normal that you are purchasing DLC for the same amount of money as previous one, but you will get less content? In my opinion, this isn't normal. Now, if someone tells me that this price is alright, it is okay, then I got news for you. No, it isn't okay. Let's check different games from different franchises and see how expensive are their DLCs. For example, Age of Empires 2 DE Rise of Rome has a lot of content. All civilizations from the original Age of Empires 1 are right now in Age of Empires 2, plus 3 new campaigns, new civilization, which isn't in original Age of Empires 1, and many other things. And guess what? This DLC cost only 15 euros. For so much content, you will pay only 15 fucking euros, not even 20. Meanwhile, the Shadows of Change, more than 20, actually 25. Plus, when it comes to the base game, Age of Empires 2 DE will cost you only 20 euros. But here is the catch. This is not a DLC, but full fucking game. Think about it. Another example is EU4. Now everyone knows about their DLCs, you know, Paradox and its DLC policy. But here is another catch. Their DLCs are still cheaper and offer more content than the Shadows of Change. Let's choose Domination and Lions of the North as prime examples. Both DLCs are cheaper than the Shadows of Change and offer way more content for base game than this DLC for Warhammer 3. And since we are talking about Total War, let's check another game like Attila and his DLC, Age of Charlemagne Campaign Pack. This DLC offers players way more content than the Shadows of Change. In this DLC, you got different campaign map, different knave factions compared to base game, different units, and much more content. And guess what? You will pay only 17 euros. Or let's check DLC for Three Kingdoms Yellow Turban Rebellion. You can purchase this small DLC for only 9 euros. And again, this DLC offers way more content for the base game than the Shadows of Change for Warhammer 3. That's right, guys. It isn't okay. This isn't normal that you are purchasing this overpriced DLC and getting less content than all of those DLCs which I mentioned, which are way cheaper. It isn't normal. It isn't okay. It isn't right. Seriously, for fuck's sake, SEGA and CA. And then they are surprised that people are fucking fed up. Of course they are. Of course people are fed up, pissed off, disappointed. They have right to be angry. You are asking for 25 euros and giving players way less content than DLCs for many different games. Of course people are pissed off. Because you are scamming them. And at the same time you are developing a game which, let's be honest, no one really cares about. And you know why, CA? Because your player base are mostly Total War fans. They love Total War because there isn't a franchise which is similar to Total War, and that's probably the main problem. EA doesn't have competition in this regard, which means they can do whatever they like. Some people are already deleting their Total War games from their computers, and some people on social websites are already making statements they will never buy another Total War game, which means Total War Pharaoh right now is in jeopardy. Let's be honest, Total War is in crisis. EA and their SEGA overlords are basically killing this franchise, and I fear Total War Pharaoh will not save the situation, won't be successful, and it shall die as quickly as Troy. And I am especially pissed because we had Total War Three Kingdoms, fantastic game killed by greedy bastards. Instead of development for Three Kingdoms, we are getting this overpriced shit. That's why many people stick with older games like Medieval 2, Shogun 2, Napoleon, and Attila. Yes, I consider Attila in the category of all the Total War games because this game was released back in 2015. And for many people, Attila is considered to be the last good Total War game. Let's see what shall happen next, what CA and SEGA shall do, how they can repair those mistakes, because the situation is right now critical for them. Either the situation will change, it will improve, or the Total War franchise dies. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you got any questions, please leave a comment down below and visit me on Twitter. Making this video takes a lot of time and I'll be happy for your support. Now, before I end this video, I will show you a clip from another great YouTuber, Wulond. This clip is from his last video, Total Warhammer is on life support now. I will show you a clip where Wulond talks about SEGA holding stock.
Thanks as always for your support and voicing your concerns, both are important to us. Yeah, fuck off. I hope you enjoy Shadows of Change once it's in your hands. Yeah, for the few people for which it will be, hopefully. So to recap, we know this is a tough change for some of our players. We know this may mean some of you wait for future discounts or sales, and we know that this explanation does not make the situation any easier, but it's important for you to hear from us, and we hope that if nothing else, this helps clarify why this decision was made. Hasn't really clarified much all it says is being a business is hard. This is fucking useless. Oh my god. It's saying it's hard to be a subsidiary of a massive corporation at a time when... Alright, let's have a look at this. SEGA Sammy Holdings. Alright, you have to see this, lads. SEGA Sammy Holdings. Alright, here we go. In case any of you don't know how to just Google a stock ticker, here's what it all means. Past month, down 7%. Past 6 months, up 23%, so that's like 3 or 4 years of gains in 6 months. That is quite volatile and quite a lot. And then past year, it continues to be good. It's got momentum, 45% in the past year to date. So that is from January up to August. So the past 8 months, it's up 44%, which massively outperforms the market, especially the Japanese market. Past 12 months, up 36%, past 5 years up 60%. So SEGA Sammy Holdings has stagnated for years, and then in the past year, and to some extent due to the performance of Warhammer and all the Warhammer fanboy kiddies just throwing the money at CA, SEGA has massively outperformed the market. So CA, the subsidiary of SEGA, is sitting pretty as the subsidiary of a corporation that has massively outperformed the rest of the market. JPY top 100 stocks. What's it called again? What's the index called? What's the index? Oh yeah, JP225. JP225. No, I'll have to just go to one of these websites. So past year. Alright, so let's go to August 2022. So it's up by about 15 or 20% since August, whereas SEGA stock is up by 37% since August. So, yep, Sega is outperforming the Japanese market by a lot. Let's take global all cap. So, the entire global market is currently FTSE all cap, come on. Have to just go to Vanguard. Alright. Price and performance. So the market for the past year has been mostly flat. We're below where we were a year ago. So the market is down in the past year. The Japanese market has outperformed the global market, and Sega has outperformed even the Japanese market in the past year. And we're meant to believe this bullshit about, oh, we're hurting, oh, it's so hard to do capitalism, oh, guys. They're being greedy, they're trying to expand, they're trying to get as much money as they can. That's all that they're doing at the moment. It's not because it's hard, it's because they're having a hard time making even more money than they currently are. Fuck off, man. See, if you're just an everyday person reading this, you must be thinking, oh man, everyone's hurting right now. They must be struggling. I'm really sympathetic to their plight here. They're doing everything they can, and they're even explaining it to me how hard it is for them. It's hard for me as well, so understand. Alright, I'm going to just pay $25 for this pile of shit DLC now. When in reality, they are smooth sailing, they're coasting better than pretty much anyone. As a corporation, like, it's so fucking stupid, man. It's so retarded. Fuck this. And then the cherry on top is this final paragraph. Finally, we need to ask you to stop directing abuse at individual team members, frustrated as you may get. These are human beings who spend many hours representing you and your voices within the studio. All of our work gets easier when they're treated with respect. And they always do this. This is always to mobilise the fan base against itself, to diffuse. So they're trying to direct people's anger horizontally instead of vertically. Typical. Because there's nothing to this. Nothing. This is non-substantiated. Continuing on from the corporate realities stuff though,